I'm Sarah the Rebel. Misfits Tomorrow is not here again, but this is Women Wrestling Friends, a podcast where I talk about wrestling with my gal pals. And today's gal pal, boop, is Markeia. Ding. Markeia is a host at AfterBuzz's Raw After Show. I don't know how y'all call them shows. After shows, right? You talk about a show after the show. After show.
Right after the show.
Right, immediately after the show. I actually filled in for you once. I don't know if you know about that.
I do.
But yeah, I was on that show once, and it was because you were not there, so ha 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 ha! Great way to start. And then we actually met in person at Hyper RPG, right?
We did.
Yes, we were at a Glow watch-along.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. That was actually the first time that I had seen Glow was doing that watch-along. Yes. So that whole welfare queen, I was like, oh, God, no.
I kept, looking.
No.
You were one of the few people who hadn't seen it, so I kept, looking to see your reaction.
I fell off the couch. I was like, God, no.
Yes. Welcome. Welcome to Stereotypes.
Yeah.
If you guys are interested on my thoughts on Glow, we have an hour-long podcast about how much I hated it. And surprisingly, Tamara hated it too, and Tamara normally loves things, so be sure to listen to that if you missed it. But yes, SummerSlam is coming up already.
Yeah.
Does it seem real fast?
It's this Sunday. It's right here.
Yeah, it's here. So we're gonna do predictions because I am a wizard, or whatever predicts. I don't know.
But you can add in a sound effect.
I never add in post. I make the sound effect right now.
Like fireworks.
There's your sound effect. Hope you enjoyed it, listeners on iTunes. But first, let's talk a little bit more about you. I want to ask you some questions, because that's what we like to do, interrogate my friends and make them talk to me. So, first of all, I can't help but notice you're wearing a Doctor Who shirt.
I am.
So I assume you are of the geeky variety.
Yes. I'm extremely Doctor Who. In fact, I'm part of an improv group for the last 4.5 years called Doctor Who Live. Where we do improvised episodes of Doctor Who.
All right.
And in particular, I'm wearing this shirt because they released photos today that David Tennant is coming back for the second season of Jessica Jones. So this is my homage to Kilgrave.
Okay, this guy.
So many levels of geek there.
I love how uncomfortable it was mostly blurs that I noticed this with, but how uncomfortable so many women were with him being evil in Jessica Jones, because they were like, I'm so sexually attracted to this man, but he is abusive.
He's like the champion of the gaslighters.
Yeah.
I mean, emotional manipulation, thy name is David Tennant.
Yeah.
And met him in person one time, and he is an extremely charismatic, just ridiculously awesome human being.
And you woke up the next day with scissors covered in blood and a bunch of dead people, and you were like, what happened?
Like, I regret nothing.
I met David Tennant. What are some of your other geeky loves?
I have many. Anime, definitely. Sailor Moon. Okay. Huge Sailor Moon fan. I'm telling you, I'm Mars. Who are you?
I'm Mars too.
There we go. Love
feisty.
it. Yeah, Sailor Moon, very much into video games. I own just about every console that I've ever bought. I still have it. That and God, just about anything. Just about anything. It's basically you name
about the
it.
Defenders right now.
Hugely excited. That's
so,
happening on Friday.
I haven't read all of the comics, just some of them involving some of those people, so I am excited to learn more about the Defenders. So I feel like I'm coming in with really fresh eyes, whereas for the other shows I was like, alright, I basically know what's up. Mm-hmm. And I just really hope that, that white boy gets his shit together in this one. So, when did you first start watching wrestling, and what got you into it?
Well, I first started when I was 8 years old, and that was because I am a military brat.
Me too.
Yeah.
We have so much in common.
There we go. Oh my God. My mom was in the Navy, so we traveled around the world with her, and you would take your piece of America with you, and mine, when I was 8, started to be wrestling. So, Bushwhackers and IRS. I loved IRS. It was my favorite.
Where his son's just doing the damn thing.
Oh my God. I was so into IRS. I thought he was so evil and so handsome.
That is the funniest thing that has ever been said on the show.
God.
And they're like, Sarah, what do you expect somebody to really love? IRS? Nope.
Yeah, no, I don't understand it, but he still is kind of my favorite. So that's why I kind of like
big with the 8-year-olds. I know. The 8-year-old women.
Really? Which is kind of why I have a soft spot for Bray Wyatt and Bo Dallas now, just because of the mat. I know, I'm a ridiculous person.
Side note, though, Bo Dallas on Raw this Monday looked so, like, in the face, just real crisp. Like,
he is. He's changed completely.
Yeah, they were like, let's just make you look slightly intimidating, like a bouncer at a club, maybe a little.
I like that. Yeah, it's the bouncer gear. That's what he's rocking right now.
Yeah, with his glasses. Bless his heart.
Yeah.
I wish they'd just make him a member of the Wyatt family and just give him to his brother, like, here.
Well, I don't know, even Bray Wyatt, he's less, swamp priest and then more urban hipster in a industry loft downtown.
Yeah, especially with that his new shirt. I was like, that's dope. I want to buy it, but they don't have women's cut because WWE don't ever have women's cut. Okay, sorry. It's not like they watch, but maybe they might. If you're watching, know that I despise how much you make me not spend money on you. Give me the women's cuts.
Ooh, there you go.
Sometimes I accidentally look at Sasha Banks shirts that I want, and I'm like, oh, can't get it. It's a men cut only Sasha Banks shirt.
Oh, wow. Yeah, well, yeah, that seems like a misstep on their part. They could get some more of that money.
Like, y'all are real rich. I'm sure you can afford to have a women's cut of everything.
They probably could. Maybe haven't even thought about it.
Like, is that where they're saving the money right there? They're like, 205 Live, sure. Women's cut? Absolutely
no. Like, we have to draw the line somewhere.
Somewhere. Give us leggings also. Sorry, I sidetracked you. So you were obsessed with IRS and you took it with you around the world.
Yeah. And then I fell away from it for, puberty on. Mm-hmm. And then I got back into it when I got involved with AfterBuzz like a few years ago, and then off to the races again. It was just like,
do you feel
hooking back up with a college friend or something.
Right. Do you feel like there was a reason you stopped watching in puberty? Because that happened to me.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. It just, I wasn't into magazines anymore, and it would be the magazine that I would have, and I'd have to buy the pay-per-views. Well, my dad would have to buy the pay-per-views.
Right.
And I don't know. I just stopped. It just wasn't a thing anymore. I started reading real books.
Right. Real books. Yes, my favies. I never got into magazines for them, and I never saw a single pay-per-view until last year. That was my first time ever watching a pay-per-view other than, like, clips, pieces. It was, like, whole pay-per-views.
Then it escalated quickly for you.
Because we didn't have no money to be buying, but we didn't have pay-per-view. Nothing. Not boxing, not nothing. Anything that cost money was a no. Hard no from my family. And then in college, I didn't think about the fact that I'm an adult now. It's my own money, and I could do these. None of this occurred to me until I met Xavier Woods, who was like, you should come to the show. And I was like, I'm a grown-ass woman. I can go to shows. No one can stop me. And that's when, like, wrestling reopened for me. But I kind of stopped a little bit after puberty because I started getting bothered by the fact that the women were never getting to do cool shit.
Yeah.
And it was almost like if your favorite characters, like a romance or something, is teased and teased and teased and teased, and then eventually you're just like, I don't even care anymore. That was me for wrestling. I was like, you're not going to let China be fucking awesome, Miss Jackie be fucking awesome, then I don't want to watch.
Then yeah, what are you going to do?
That's what happened. And then I got back into it, and there's all these new ladies to love, and some of them dress like peacocks, and that's really all I need in life. So do you have, like, a favorite show right now? Because I know you're on the Raw after show. Is that your favorite one?
Well, I think it's out of the shows. I mean, SmackDown's killing it. I mean, I even love the entrances that SmackDown does because it's just like a video game.
Yeah, when they have the thing.
Yeah, and they have like, oh, here's their entrance. Oh, Jinder Mahal speaks Arabic and English.
I do love those. I also feel like I'm in a little bit of an anime when I'm seeing like, what's their blood type? Like, don't tell me for real, but that's cool.
Yeah. So I like that, and the storylines and their backstage segments. Plus, it's 2 hours as opposed to 3, so. I know, and I'm really enjoying that, but I feel like I have to say Raw because it is my Raw. I'm on the Raw show. I won't tell anybody. So I have a lot of love for Raw.
Right.
Yeah.
Makes sense. A lot of good products. So who is your favorite wrestler? Is it still IRS? I have so many questions.
What if it was?
I would judge you.
What if it was? I'll have to say Dean Ambrose right now. You know, I'm big with the Moxley. I wish that they could bring that out a bit more. Mm-hmm. But I enjoy that he's like the Joker. He's the wild card. Right. I like it when he goes into, he's like a berserker type. Mm-hmm. So you like keep on beating on him, and then he gets that blood rage on, and he goes for it. He's one of the few that will wrestle in jeans.
Yes.
I mean, just what is
in his
what
jeans.
is that? It's almost like, you know how batters, when they go up to and they swing 2 bats, one day he'll come out in tights and devastate everybody.
We'll just be like, what is happening?
Oh my god! It's like then he'll go Super Saiyan.
You said that and it kind of blew my mind. Like I'm still thinking, like what would he even look like? I don't know. I bet there's pictures of him from back in the day in tights, and I could just be like, this is wrong.
So what? He has legs or those
happening?
shorts?
Oh, if he wore jorts or you know something like that, that would be a good.
If he came out in jorts. Oh, Jesus.
Just, like, Cena backstage just, like, hands him a package and is like, it's yours now. And then he comes out in some jorts.
And he has him a chain to wear.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, thuggin'
We could see it. We
yeah.
could see it for you, Dean. Speaking of which, I do want to address the fact for anyone listening, I'm wearing a Jinder Mahal shirt. And I just want to talk about it briefly. Y'all know I'm not the biggest fan of Jinder Mahal as a champion simply because I feel like he doesn't do any cool shit. I'm just saying what it is, man. He's doing very basic stuff. But I saw him wearing this shirt, and it is the dopest design, and I just love this
nice.
Like green and the elephant. Like this is nice.
It is.
Design.
And it's even got a little thing on the back.
Yeah,
it's got the Taj Mahal little landscape going on there.
It's beautiful.
It's nice, good colors.
So now I guess I'm not hindering the Jinder. Let's go, Jinder Mahal.
There you go.
You won me over with a shirt.
Yeah, he's the champion.
He is. I wish he'd do. I was like, oh yeah, what's he doing? A little Cobra clutch? And they were like, it's not called that. And I'm like, oh, this is his. Oh. Okay. Cool. You're real cool, Jinder. So speaking
you and the sings
of Jinder, I love the sings though.
They're fun.
They are fun.
They're so fun.
Looking like Easter. I know they're not. But they just come out looking like Easter every time with their crisp little shirts and linens. And then they beat people
like they've
up.
got their Sunday finest on.
They do. They're adorable.
Yeah, they're not sleeping on their clothes.
Mm-mm. So now it's time for the main event. I just came up with that name, and Tamara wasn't even here to witness it, and so I'm real proud, but she's not going to believe me, and I'll forget it next week. But we are talking SummerSlam predictions.
Fireworks.
Yes, thank you for knowing.
Yeah. You're like,
these are the fireworks.
Pyro.
So SummerSlam is one of the few pay-per-views where everybody comes together.
Yes.
And they keep saying 4, and I'm definitely missing one. WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Royal Rumble. I can't remember what the fourth one is.
Survivor Series.
Survivor Series. Cool. I had no idea, and I kept hoping they would say, and they wouldn't, because they're not going to say the names of other pay-per-views when they're not about to happen. That's just a rule, I guess. So SummerSlam's coming up. Biggest, basically WrestleMania of the summer. Which is weird, because WrestleMania is in, like, spring. This is, like, a little bit ago. They have announced a bunch of the matches already. I don't know if it's the full card yet. I would assume maybe...
I would kind of hope it would be, because that's a lot of matches.
It so really is. Many. They really think that they're going to get all these matches in on time, and I'm just looking at my watch like, oh... Which of these matches can I really afford to miss? Because I got stuff to do.
No.
I really enjoy also the motif of the walls and like the spray paint and everything like that.
With what they do at SummerSlam?
Yeah, I just think it's so cute. But the song is not matching up for me.
Oh, well, it very rarely is. I mean, remember back when, and this wasn't SummerSlam, but Flo Rida, and then a lot of people weren't about that.
Yeah. And I think one of them was like I remember False Alarm, which I actually kind of liked because if you've ever seen the video for that song, it is really hype and violent. But like another one was like a piano song one time, and I was just like, what? This is not wrestling.
This is something else.
Gentle.
This is like, Coldplay during during the Super Bowl. That is.
Bless
that's
their
what that
hearts.
is. Yeah. Hey, they didn't phone it in.
Right. They did it, and they knew how to get us all back on their side again. It worked. It was somebody else. So first of all, of course, the biggest one that everyone is looking forward to, the Universal Championship. Some people are saying it might be some stupid, it's just the heaviest Universal Championship because these men weigh a combined 1,200 pounds.
Of the 4 wrestlers.
We're going to have to reinforce the fuck out of this ring.
Oh, dear goodness.
I don't know.
Be like, hey, Big Show and Braun Strowman took out a ring by themselves. That was just 2 of them.
That was just 2 of them. And I was about to say, that moment, I knew it was probably coming, and it was still just like, I popped. It was so cool. It was just like, and that referee sold the hell out of
like,
flying. Yeah, so, I mean, they should probably just not have a ring.
Like those two? Just put them out in the parking lot. Or dust off the boiler room. Let's just have that happen.
Yeah, maybe is that House of Horrors still available? They could just do it in the house.
There you go. So, just demolish the house.
Right, just make a bouncy net. Maybe the Hardy Boys' backyard.
Maybe.
Matt Hardy's backyard has a ring.
Maybe the compound. I mean, all it was burned to the ground. You could still utilize the land.
Right, the land is still there. A lot of property owners in the WWE. So our champion is Brock Lesnar, who we barely ever get to see, versus Roman Reigns, Samoa Joe, and Braun Strowman. Who's not finished with anybody yet. There's also a stipulation that Lesnar will leave the WWE if he loses the title because a fatal 4-way is bullshit, which is fair.
Yeah, but also it makes sense because Brock Lesnar is such a force of nature. I mean, he's a shark. Yes. He's a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
I once heard him described as a boulder by a woman who had a really big crush on him, by the way. She was like, he's like, and we're just looking at her because we're both disgusted. We're like, Brock Lesnar. And she's like, a boulder. A boulder. And we were like, he is.
He's big.
But you find that sexy?
Like, that's the attraction thing for you?
She's like, yeah, he doesn't have any emotions. And I was like,
yeah, like a shark. like a shark. Like a predator.
I wonder if anyone has drawn Brock as a shark. If so, if anyone would like to tweet that at me, I would really love to see that.
That would be horrifying.
Yes. So my money, I'm on a wild card here. I think Samoa Joe.
I do also.
Really?
Actually. Yeah.
Maybe I'm not so wild.
Yes, he lost during, it was Battleground, I believe. It was either Battleground or it was the pay-per-view that shall not be named. The one that used to be called Bad Blood. It was one of those two, and I forget right this second. But, yes, he lost there, but just barely. Right. Just barely. He had Lesnar in that coquina clutch, and that was about to go all the way home.
Right.
And I just love his work. I love what he does. I think he's ready to be Universal Champion.
Definitely. I think they've been building him as strong. And I think they've also been building him as the smart one, the one who plans, who plots. He just came out, and got somebody, and they didn't see it coming.
That man pops out of people's hammer spaces like he hides in the cracks of corners, and then he comes right up and he gets you.
And he gets you.
He does.
So I kind of think that might be what they do. And also I think that Brock is going to drop it and get out of the WWE again. It makes sense. He's barely ever there. He's not really defending the title. And it's kind of hindered them in the stories they could tell. Because the champion was never, like, he doesn't need that belt.
He's not there. You don't really have a lot of stakes that can happen when you don't have a belt there.
Right.
There's only so many different ways you can have these 5 guys just battling each other for essentially nothing.
Right. Just battling for nothing. Think about it. So I do think that, they can use Roman Reigns however they want. People boo him so much that I don't think they're going to give him the championship. I think they'll keep having him in the chase and being hated and getting people excited and emotional. Yeah. And then Braun Strowman, I just think he's not quite ready yet.
Not quite.
But almost.
Almost. Mm-hmm. I like that they had him and, like, this past Raw, they had him and Brock Lesnar were the ones that had to be separated by the locker room and by security.
Right.
It's like, it was such a big deal and Brock still got free. I like that, but no, Samoa Joe, that needs to be what happens.
I think there was... A story is tickling my mind. I think the great Khali once got into a real locker room fight with the Big Show. And I think he won. And the Big Show was really upset about that because he slipped. And no one said that he won, but the Big Show felt that he won because he fell. Man. And anyway, the random fact of the day for you guys can look it up and give it a listen. I think it was on a podcast. I'm sure if you Google it, it'll pop up. The WWE Championship, I'm wearing the shirt, Jinder versus Shinsuke Nakamura. What are your thoughts on this match?
The only reason why I don't think that Shinsuke Nakamura will win is because he just won over John Cena earlier this month. I feel like he has enough momentum as it is, but I don't see him as a champion just yet. I mean, he is a champion. Let's not play. Right. Nakamura, he's an artist.
Right.
So, but I just don't see him taking away the championship right now off of Jinder Mahal. Maybe as SmackDown only. Like SmackDown exclusive pay-per-view, I think that could happen.
I think what is weird to me and what throws me off about Shinsuke is his storylines don't seem to be built very well. And I don't know if that's because of them having the language barrier where he doesn't speak English that well and they don't really know how to deal with it. Which, it's real simple, guys. Just get him a valet who talks if you really need him to talk. Whatever.
Our subtitles and make them snazzy subtitles.
That would be
Make them a little snarky. Like, artists are kind of a-holes. Go ahead and make them like that.
That would be great.
Yeah.
A bunch of people were saying this. Have them just speak Japanese. Half the time in wrestling, you don't need to understand what someone is saying in a promo to understand what they're saying in a promo. I've watched Sexy Star give promos in Spanish and had no idea what she was saying, but I knew exactly what she was saying. I think he could do the same. Just put him in his element. And so that's my problem with Shinsuke, is it feels like there's not really a lot of rhyme or reason to what's happening with him. And so I think any sort of thing between him and Jinder is just going to come down to the physicality of the match.
Right.
Jinder as, this guy who is putting in work and working hard, and Shinsuke is this guy who hits really hard. Not super interesting to me. So I don't know. I think Jinder is going to retain.
Yeah, I think just for the reason I said, that's why Jinder will. But I think what they should do with Nakamura is just stop trying to put him in a box and just let him play on his own rules. What he's doing is interesting to me. I mean, I rewatched the John Cena Nakamura fight, and I really enjoyed when he just had Cena in the corner and it just rested his head on his stomach and just started playing. Like, what are you doing? And then Cena's face. I was like, yes. It's like, this is interesting and weird, and nobody else is doing that. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's been, like, a complaint a lot of people have had. People from NXT come up, and what makes them weird or different is kind of stifled, right? Like, Bayley. She's not good at memorizing her promos, and so she would get out here on, the main channel and do these wooden promos where she didn't sound sincere. But on NXT, she was speaking from the heart, so it was able to connect with fans. That's just one example. So I agree with you. I do wish they'd kind of let loose a little bit with the wrestlers and let them go. United States Championship. AJ Styles, current champion, versus Kevin Owens. We've seen this fight a bunch, but Shane is now going to be the referee.
Okay. Well, I think Styles will retain. I know. I like Kevin Owens as a champion. I liked him as the United States champion back when he was on Raw. And maybe it's just sour grapes that he moved to SmackDown. But I think Styles needs to keep that championship title.
This is a hard one because they're both really good.
They're really good.
Yeah.
I mean, they put the work in. They definitely just have the personality when they're doing it. It's a joy to watch them.
It is. It is a joy. You're exactly right. That is the word I would use. Because AJ, I didn't want to like AJ Styles. He's got mom hair. He's got his stupid little Bubba Sparks song when he comes out. Right. I'm like, who is this chump? The first time I saw him. And then immediately the next time I saw, they don't want none. They don't want none. I'm like, I am totally on board with this soccer mom Southern boy. He's everything I love about wrestling. Yeah. And then Kevin Owens is my second favorite heel in the WWE. Charlotte is my first, even though she's not a heel right now. It's fine. She'll be back. I believe in you. But he's so good as a heel. But I feel like they've made this kind of weird by all the kind of non-decisive things that have been happening. And then they're building up Shane as, whose side is he going to be on, because this, that, and a third. So I'm just really hoping for a definitive answer. And then I personally want to see Kevin Owens take it, because I do like Kevin Owens more when he has the bite to back up his bark.
Right. Do you think, I forget, are there any stipulations with this one? I mean, is there DQ? Because if there is, I think Shane might be involved a little bit with that. I mean, depending on what it is, it might be kind of a no contest
You're right,
type of a thing. But I think no matter how it ends up going, I feel like Styles is going to retain. It just makes sense, but I think there's going to be some bad blood between Kevin Owens and Shane because of whatever happens. I think that would be fun. Yeah,
I actually don't know. If anyone does know, tweet us, because you're right, that's a really good point. If it's got disqualifications. So, okay, that's what we disagree on. Everybody remember that. And also, as we're going, if you have your own predictions, remember to tweet them at us, and we will talk to you about them, because it's fun.
Yes.
So, Finn Balor, the Demon King, versus Bray Wyatt, the Eater of Worlds. This could be so cool if done correctly.
If done correctly, this could be awesome.
Yes.
It really could. We haven't seen the Demon King for at least a year.
I know, come back.
Yeah, and it's so amazing. So amazing when he busted out. They kind of a little bit shoehorned it in with doing that, with having Bray Wyatt pour a bucket of, what is that? Szechuan sauce. Just all over.
I loved listening to the commentary team be like, some sort of acidic, viscous liquid has been put. And I'm like, guys,
it's like, why can't you say blood? Why can't you say that he pulled a carry on him?
Right, that's what I would have said. Yeah. This is some carry-ass bullshit. But
so what, is this the prom?
Yeah. But no, they were like, some sort of liquid he's just been humiliated with. And I'm like, what?
Yeah. I was kind of expecting Booker T to be like, well, I've got some meat. Is that barbecue sauce?
Booker T really is, I say this every time, Booker T is your uncle at a barbecue when you're watching wrestling. You just imagine he's probably got a rib in his hand as he's pointing to the TV. It's just
rib in his hand, Coors Light in the other.
Just always, now let me tell you, always.
Be like, no, I knew him. I knew him back when. I'll tell you about him.
What they say Monday, they were like, oh, Emma reminds me of a young Booker T. And Booker was just like, silent. And they called it out too afterwards. They were like, so you disagree, huh, Book? And Booker was just like, let's watch the match. It was great.
He's like, I can't show my butt right now, but I will later.
Like, you really, okay. I also enjoy, I've actually watched that happen in real life too. Like in my wrestling school. For anyone who's new listening, I train at Santino Brothers Wrestling Academy. And Brody King, it's pretty great. Yeah. Brody King is one of the wrestlers who came out of that school, and he comes back to help with teaching and different classes. And we have a new girl in the beginners class, and she's huge. She's just big, tall, like roller derby chick. Ooh. And she's almost as tall as him. And people are like, oh yeah, she reminds me of a young Brody King. And Brody was just like, no. And we're all
not at all.
Everyone on the ring was just, taking it back. Oh, jeez.
Like, okay, then.
So hurtful.
Like, we'll just take that back then.
All right. You don't see it. So I'm thinking Finn for this. What are you thinking? They never let Bray win.
Well, yeah, Bray does not have a really good win-loss when it comes to non-pay-per-view. Like, it's pretty abysmal. It's like around 34%. But for pay-per-views, he actually is like more like 50-60. So he actually has a pretty decent chance at this. The thing that tips it, though, is that Finn is not going in as Finn. Finn is going in as the Demon King. Right. Since he's going in as the Demon King, you can't let the Demon King out after a year and then he loses. So therefore, because he's Demon King, I would say Finn. If he was not Demon King, I would say Bray.
It's funny. I almost wish that there was another show like that was as important as Raw and SmackDown, so that Raw didn't have to be 3 hours, because a Finn and Bray feud that was really given the time that the Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt feud was, to be creepy and weird and freaky.
Yes, some brainwashing.
Right, like that could have been really cool. And instead we got mostly just wrestling, which, yes, this is a wrestling show, but sometimes we like a motherfucking Undertaker or two, we want to see some crazy shit, like someone got kidnapped and married, you don't do that anymore, and I don't know why.
Someone's brainwashed, now they're on their side. No, they're not supposed to be a heel. What are you doing, Daniel Bryan? No! Like,
if Randy Orton had reacted the way I feel like he should have to the stuff that was happening when the ring was like roaches, maggots, cockroaches. Like, if he could have really gotten like, get out of my head, and so, like, that could have been
would have been really good.
Yeah, it would have just
enjoyed
added
that.
just a little bit. But whatever. Wishes were fishes. We think the Demon King. Go with Demon King
because it's the Demon King. How are you going to make the Demon King lose? And then if they do, I'll just be like, oh,
why would you do that? Finn is being set back dead. No, I'm just kidding. Rumors. The Raw Women's Championship, Alexa Bliss, who is the champion, will face Sasha Banks, who just beat Nia Jax definitively for that. I am so looking forward to this match, by the way.
Oh.
I love... Sasha Banks is somebody who a lot of people like to talk a little smack about and say, oh, she oversells or she's a little dangerous in the ring.
God, her suicide dives wreck my life, though. She ragdolls. Oh, God.
She ragdolls, right. And it makes people uncomfortable, and they feel like she's not taking stuff safely. But every woman I have seen her paired with, she makes that match good. And it can't just be a coincidence, because I've seen those women in other matches with other women and they don't look as good. I think Sasha is really good at putting on a good match. And Alexa Bliss, I think, is excellent at this heel roll. Physically, even though she's short, she somehow manages to have this big presence. Like, they're two really flexible, flippity-floppity chicks. I think it's going to be dope.
Yeah, I think this would be an excellent match. They'll have a chance to make it an excellent match. I want it to be more straightforward, because like their last one where Alexa Bliss got herself counted out. So I was like, and then of course she's going to retain. Right. I would like for there to be where that is not going to happen this one time. I understand that that's the shtick, and I get that. They frustrate the want, but for this particular time, I want Sasha to win. I want her to be a 4-time women's champion, and I kind of need it, because I want Alexa Bliss to then be smack-talking her way all the way into the next pay-per-view.
Right. And it would be interesting to kind of bring back, as much as it annoyed us, the pattern between Charlotte and Sasha. Yeah. They made the women's division super relevant for a time, because pay-per-view, Sasha would win. Monday Night Raw, Sasha would,
Yeah, Charlotte for pay-per-view, and then,
Yeah, sorry, backwards. But it would be interesting and cool, but I feel like Alexa is going to retain. This is a feeling I have. And you're right, probably through trickery, which will make me upset, because it's a pay-per-view. If you're going to be tricksy at a pay-per-view, I feel like it should be super tricksy. Like, 4 people run in from under the ring and do with it. Like, that's the only kind of tricks I want to see at a pay-per-view. I don't want any of these, I just got counted out, or, I just left. Or, I kicked somebody in the balls. Like, no.
It's just one of those things that had to go.
It bothered me in the Royal Rumble. They're like, Jericho stayed in the Rumble longer than anyone else. Jericho was laying down for 2 hours.
He was just hanging out.
Yeah,
he had an Archie comic, and he was just like,
I would just wait for this.
Be like, haha, that jughead.
So if she does cheat, I hope it's something big and interesting.
Maybe something involving Mickie James.
Or not.
Get her in there.
Right.
So, who knows?
I was happy that they gave Mickie and Emma a match, and then for some reason, I feel like one of them was off. I think it was Emma. Because normally their matches are pretty good, and I mean, Mickie in the ring just looks so good. Emma, every time I've seen her, looks so strong. I don't know, some sort of miscommunication seemed like it was happening between the two of them this time. So the match wasn't that great, which it was fine.
It was fine.
Kind of sucks to be like, like, give Emma a chance, and then she's given a chance. She didn't look that great. I'm just like, shit, Emma, no. Come on.
It's like, and then Mick kick, and you're down. All right.
A gentle, like, she didn't want to take that kick either. She was like, no, thank you.
Like, I'm down.
I was like, oh, no.
Okay.
So SmackDown Women's Championship, Naomi champion versus Natalya.
Ooh. Naomi.
Yeah.
All glow all the time. I love Natalya's look. And, just Natalya in general, I think.
Did you notice she's like a wrestler Sailor Moon right now? Have you noticed
Yes, I saw
the
the meatballs. Yeah, the meatballs. She's a bunhead, and I love that.
Just all extra sparkly.
She's like a mixture of Serena, or I should say Usagi, and Chibiusa as Small Lady.
Just adorable right now.
Well, as Dark Lady, sorry. As Dark Lady.
Because of all the dark.
Yeah.
The black.
The black and the lace and the glitter.
Dope. I think Naomi, but it would be cool if they swerved us and did Natalya, simply because she's kind of never been given a chance to look this cool.
Yeah, I remember back when they, they really would give her, like, the skunk work with stuff. Like this one time where she peed on herself.
Yeah.
They're in that back. She's come a long way. She's come a long way with that. But I still, even with that, I love the glow. I'm all about with that with Naomi, and I think she still needs to retain. She needs to keep on going with it.
It's funny, this gets ignored a lot, I feel, but people, whenever they talk about Bayley and her failure to become the babyface John Cena, I feel like they don't look at Naomi. I could say why, but I'd like to be wrong about why.
I think we all would.
But Naomi is a really good example of a babyface that you don't hate.
Yeah.
Like, she dances, and she's got light.
Her.
Right, and she's athletic.
They wear her shirts, and they're, holding glow sticks, and kids are all about her. And it's like, why are you not seeing this?
Like, you might have a John Cena lady right there.
Right there.
And you're so focused on Bayley that you don't even notice that Naomi is doing all the things you wished for Bayley.
Yeah. And she's doing them in a way where it sells.
Yeah.
It sells in every sense of the word.
It was really cool watching the Total Divas episode, because I think it came out way after we'd already seen Naomi debut, and seeing her like be nervous about this idea and pitching the idea of glow and trying to come up with the costume and making sure that it's just right, and seeing like how much she put into this idea and how much she believed in it, and it just feels so good knowing that it paid off, because I love it. There's like a $25 tank in my wish list right now that I'm like, girl, if you weren't $25, I would already have my Feel the Glow. But they could do so much more if they just if they were just a little more brave with women's products, man. Light up shoes and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Bracelets that glow. Come on,
I would have that. Heck yeah, I would.
But anytime she comes out, I just turn into like a yes queen for her whole intro.
It's like, dance.
Like, yes.
Dance it, girl, dance.
Oh, actually, that gif of Tamara and I dancing that I post sometimes is us, like, I think we're singing Naomi's song, and that's why we were dancing. And that's why we were on the same beat. So yeah, hopefully Naomi retains, because I think she's a great champion.
Yeah. She fits.
She does.
Like it.
And she sits sometimes in the air. The Raw Tag Team Championship, Sheamus and Cesaro, as I like to call them, Cesaro, the champions, versus Mini Almost Shield, Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. What's a mini shield? Buckler.
Yeah.
Buckler
there we go. There we go. Yeah.
He does like to wear his little night pants. He could have
there you go.
It could work.
Yeah, it's like a Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. One of them does skins, the other does jeans.
It's true.
Yeah.
They don't match at all.
They don't. They really don't.
I'm a fantasy nerd. I drink beer.
Yeah.
Do a comb over. Oh, all right. So who do you think is winning this match?
So this one is a little bit more like, I'm not 100% certain, because Cesaro are really great as champions, I feel. Mm-hmm. And I love, like, they have this fun little shtick that they have, like, we are the bar. Right. And everything. I like them better when they were faces as opposed to when they were heels, and I think that was all because of the introduction of the Hardy Brothers.
Ruined
and
everything.
It's just like, for this one particular thing, Hardy Brothers, I enjoyed my Sheamus and my Cesaro as faces. Mm-hmm. I did. They're witty and fun, and they were loggerheads with each other, and that was the tension.
Completely agree.
So, because they're like heel and it feels like they've lost a whole lot of personality with it, I'm okay with Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins taking it, if because of that. I don't feel like Sheamus and Cesaro are really good chasers of the championship belt. They're better champions, but whatever. Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins have to stay a team in some way. So the best way to make that happen is for them to be tag team champions.
Yep, makes sense. So I completely agree with you. This would be, Sarah lays out her dream. This would be my dream.
Okay.
So Mini Shield wins.
Fireworks.
And they become evil and corrupted over time.
Ooh.
And Cesaro, over time, become good guys again.
Oh, it got flipped. It
would make me so happy because, just like you said, they had more personality. It was more interesting. Sheamus became kind of a Vegeta character where he had this whole redemption, maybe he's not so bad arc. They even put Bayley into there once or twice. Like, it was so compelling.
Right. They even wore her little flare things.
Yep.
And it was fun.
It was fun.
Yeah.
And now we have them being serious. And they're wearing kilts, which is cool. Please don't get me wrong.
They can be faces and still wear kilts.
Maybe colorful ones instead of black ones. Because they're evil right now. So, I don't know. It's confusing. But I do think that they wouldn't build Dean and Seth this way and Mini Shield, as much as the crowd is reacting and everything, I don't think they would have them lose. So I think they are going to get the championship.
Yeah, and I think SummerSlam is the perfect venue for them to get that with. And I hope that would just shake Cesaro out of whatever it is that they're doing right now. Because one thing with the tag teams, they don't have faces. They have Hardy Brothers, and then there's everybody else. So,
I do have to just throw a little shade at the Revival. Oh, fists, not flips. We're so old school and pounded. Y'all keep getting hurt. You got them glass jaws? What's going on?
That's some truth.
I'm just saying, maybe y'all should do some flips. Might keep you a little safer.
Oh, goodness.
Just saying.
Face guards.
It's just, where's the protective gear?
Something like that.
It's just so funny to come out and be like, we're so tough.
At this point, it's a little bit of Sin Cara. Back in the day, Sin Cara was just like, he was getting hurt all the time.
Yeah. So that's why the Revival are not involved. So I don't know. That technically means all bets are off. whenever that happens and the WWE just has to switch something up, sometimes they go nuts and we end up with something crazy. So, but that's our hope. So SmackDown Tag Team Championships, it's the New Day as champions versus the Usos. This is been really interesting to me. Mostly because, like, the Usos are Samoan, not black. But their entire shtick is 1994 black gangsters. And so it's really funny to me when they're against the New Day. Because it's like, look at that.
Like unicorns and red tracksuits.
Right. Did you
like, we'll jump you from behind.
That they were wearing jumpsuits when they jumped somebody?
Yes. Oh my gosh.
I was like, this is so appropriate.
I'm wondering what they're going to wear for SummerSlam. I want to know their gear because they've done just about everything. I love their Dragon Ball Z stuff.
Yeah, so fun fact, for those of you who've been listening for a while, you know, I know Xavier Woods. When they first switched costumes, I'm like, oh yeah, that peach joint, real nice. So, what's up with them pink joints, though? And he was like, oh, I'm gonna sell them on eBay. I was like, yeah, how much? He's like, probably like $1,000. I was like, I could swing like 400. What, just for the leggings? What do you think? I mean, we're friends. He's like, friends don't pay my college tuition. And I was like, God damn it. So I was this close if he was a better friend to almost getting those pink ass. Like, but so why close. WWE? Why don't you sell leggings? Ugh, sorry, I'm gonna be mad about it for the rest of my life. Can you imagine
until they sell leggings,
New Day leggings,
or maybe if they do, if they get in conjunction with her universe.
And we gotta call, what's her name, Ashley? We gotta get her on the line.
There you
go. Ashley, talk to WWE. The nerd women, the geek women, and the WWE loving women, it's a lot of crossover.
It is. It's an untapped market.
It is.
I'm surprised they haven't yet.
Yeah.
If there was only some way for us to tap into that.
We gotta do it. We gotta become business people.
I'm telling you, but all that licensing, they own it.
That's true. We're gonna figure this out some other time.
Yes.
But yes, so what are you thinking for New Day versus the Usos?
New Day.
Yes.
Sorry, it's a New Day.
What if
they held it for so long when they were on Raw. And
what if they went on another run and beat their own record?
I wouldn't be mad at it. I really wouldn't. I mean, I'm all good for that.
Yeah, I think it's fun. I think it's fun watching them. I think they're putting on good matches. And I think it should be a strong match. Just like the last match they had instead of the jumping one. But, you know, just showing both teams looking strong, showing the Usos being super dominant, and then showing the New Day using teamwork to overcome that. I love that story. I won't get tired of that story.
Yeah. Like a unicorn drops, a Samoan drops, unicorn stampede, and Samoan drops everywhere. Just do it.
So John Cena versus Baron Corbin, a match that came out of nowhere, but that I'm only excited about because John Cena called him skinny fat. I don't even care about the garbage fire part.
John Cena was sassy. He was all sassy in his mouth when it came to Baron Corbin.
Yeah, he got real sassy.
I was on board with it. I was like, whoa, okay. I can get behind this.
There's a reason this man makes the money.
Yeah.
There really is. We could talk as much smack about John Cena as you want to, but he knows how to make you care about his matches, unlike Randy Orton, which we'll talk about later. But yeah, so I'm invested. I want to see John Cena beat the crap out of Baron Corbin. That's what I'm hoping.
Well, Cena wins LOL. So, of course, Cena. I mean, it's very rare when it's not a Cena. And I'll be honest with Baron Corbin. I mean, dude's cool. You know, it's cool. I've never been a huge fan. Just didn't strike that note for me.
Same.
That's all it is.
Yeah, and Tamara too. We all feel the same way about Baron Corbin. We're like, I don't know why. Just not that into him.
Yeah.
Just
one of these. You're not going to be into everybody. So
it's true. That's why there's so many wrestlers. You can pick and choose. So we're both saying Cena for that one. The Cruiserweight Championship. King of the Cruisers.
Yeah. Tozawa got it. He got it last Raw. I was like, what?
I just feel bad for everyone who goes to the bathroom during cruiserweight matches because they.
I don't feel bad for them. No, they should have stayed there for that. They should have stayed because they bring the work. They do. Mm-hmm. They do. They do not phone it in.
And it's so interesting that people love to be these little hipsters about indie wrestling and yet don't love watching the cruiserweights wrestle. Like, somebody's lying somewhere. Just like all of y'all are buying Roman Reigns merch but pretending you're not. So Tozawa is a champion going in versus Neville. Mm-hmm. We've seen Neville be strong for so long that I imagine they're going to give it right back to him.
I think that makes absolute sense. but I'm going to say Tozawa retains because he just got it. Titus Worldwide Brands, already got that win, but I think they should cement it and solidify it with Tozawa retaining.
I do agree with you. The problem with Titus World Brand is if it never succeeds, then it's not important, it doesn't matter, and it's weird. But if it actually were to be something that every once in a while is working, or through trickery or something, they make it actually useful to be a part of it, then I think you're right. It makes all of that make more sense. It makes it more interesting. So I do agree that it would be better. But I think the Devil's gonna win.
The Devil's gonna get it right back. It's what makes sense. But I'm gonna go with a Akira. I'm gonna go with Akira retaining.
It was, like I said before, so I won't get too into it. I really loved how he made the crowd say that eventually.
Yes.
He was like, I'm not giving up on you.
The first time he was out there, he was like, no, this is my thing, and it's now your thing.
It's your thing. Yep.
Yeah, now it's our thing. Yeah.
Yep, it was great. Intercontinental Championship. Good Lord, are we done yet? Nope, still way more matches. The Miz champion versus Jason Jordan.
The Miz. Has to be The Miz. I'm sorry, Jason Jordan is not ready. He's not. I feel like it'll be a good match. I feel like The Miz will win via trickery. So then that saves face for Jason Jordan. But if they put the Intercontinental on Jason Jordan, no, not yet.
This is why I think it's going to be Jason Jordan.
Yeah.
I think that Kurt Angle has been bursting at the seams pretending to be a good guy. Maybe I'm really reading too much into it because he looks like a penis. But I feel like I kept waiting for the first few weeks when he was made GM, I kept waiting for him to explode.
To just flip
Right, to just flip the script and be crazy. And I feel, okay, it didn't happen, but what if he makes unfair advantages for his son? And he, something happens, maybe he helps Jason get the championship, and then that's the switch. That's when Kurt Angle becomes the heel general manager instead of this everything's going crazy general manager. And Jason Jordan gets something he doesn't deserve, and maybe has to keep getting helped for a while. To me, that's the more interesting story, so I'm going to vote with my heart and say Jason Jordan.
All right, cool.
Randy Orton versus Rusev, the fight we all asked for.
Yeah. Oh, I love it when taglines are sarcasm. It's like that embodies it. I love it. Yeah, Orton. Yeah, I enjoy Rusev. I like that Lana's, she's getting in the ring and stuff, and her with her match that she just had with Charlotte Flair. It's cool. She's getting in there. She's going through the paces. Sweet. I want her on more mic time. I always enjoyed her on the mic.
Right.
I didn't enjoy it when they switched it from her on the mic to Rusev on the mic, and now they're separate. Rusev is cool. He always brought it. I enjoyed him. I like his Twitter in particular.
Yeah, he's better on Twitter than he even is on the show.
Oh my God. He's knocking out the park.
He is
with that.
Iron Sheik, but of our time, which is funny because he also does the camel clutch. But
yeah, Rusev tweets are awesome.
Yeah,
but yeah, I know Orton's going to win it.
Yeah,
That's the only thing that makes sense.
I think Rusev, with the right people, puts on great matches. Like you said, something has been weird since he came back. He cut his hair, and Vince was so angry that he's been punishing him. He took away his manager. It's so weird that Lana can't wrestle and be a valet. It used to be that way.
She should be able to. You know, it's go ahead. There isn't a reason why they can't.
They do weird things.
Just because Heyman doesn't wrestle, and that doesn't mean other valets can't. Right. Managers can't. Other advocates can, throw down. Right.
They've been doing this weird thing where it's all of the women valets were married to their people and don't wrestle. And it's weird. I don't get it. And then we were finally going to see Maurice wrestle, and she didn't.
Yeah.
It's all very strange to me. So I wish they'd put them back together, give Rusev some real meaning, and stop just throwing him under the bus like this. But wishes were fishes. Orton's going to win.
Yeah. And put a mic back in Lana's hand, for crying out loud. She's really good on it.
Yeah, she is.
Although I will say, with the political atmosphere right now, actually I think it would be even better.
Yep.
It would be even better. Just capitalize on that.
She would.
Yeah.
It would be some great heel stuff. I'm also kind of worried because sometimes Randy doesn't like to put his all into matches. When Randy puts his all into matches, he puts on awesome matches.
Yeah.
Sometimes he doesn't. And I feel like with the fact that this Rusev thing seems really thrown together, that he's
probably in there. This might even be pre-show.
Yeah, it might be a kickoff match. Yeah.
Yeah.
That flag match with Rusev, oh, bless their hearts. I'm the most athletic man in the room. 3 steps. Oh, they've defeated me. Big Show versus Big Cass. Enzo Amore will be in a shark cage. Now, when I first read about this, because I'd missed an episode, and like sometimes because I wrestle on Mondays, I always have to catch up on stuff.
And it is 3 hours, so.
Right. I thought this was like a joke. Like, oh, and Enzo's gonna be in a shark cage. Remember the thing?
No, it's
but
not.
It's real.
They put thought and effort, feeling behind it.
Yeah. Is he gonna have a bike up there? Is he the girlfriend?
The way that this has been, he's all in his feels. He's all in his feels. He doesn't understand that Big Cass is like, no. And he just wants to hurt him. He just wants to hurt Big Cass so bad.
Speaking of feelings, real quick though, the Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose leading up to them being the Shield again.
Oh my God.
That was a telenovela and it was a romance.
God.
What are we? Are we official or not? Like, I don't understand.
I threw it down for you. I threw it down and you just left me hanging.
I don't know. I just got a lot of emotions and feelings right now. Like, do you want to be with me or not?
I can't take this right now. I'm going to have to walk away.
It was the best.
It really was. You were there like, oh, how are they just hug, just do it. Just do it.
Yes.
We need it. It was fantastic.
Yes. It's literally, I felt just
do it.
So that just reminded me of that. Like, that was brilliant. I feel like they lifted a transcript from a relationship like episode of the soap opera and just put tag team.
They mapped it so beautifully. I'm like, yes.
And even when they started fighting, and Booker T's like, ha, brothers, and how they fight.
It was like they had some more tussle they had to get out.
Just gotta get it out of there. She's like, no, they'll be fine afterwards. So back to Enzo and Cass, who aren't doing a good job of that. No. I feel so bad. Supposedly this is happening because Enzo said some shit on a bus to Roman Reigns and is being punished, and that's why they were broken up.
Ooh, interesting.
Because as much as I always wished that they would break up because Enzo has all bark and no bite, when you take away Enzo's bite and just like give Cass some generic thing, it didn't actually make anything better. It's kind of like weird. How long are they going to keep fighting? It's clear that Enzo is no match for him, and then having the Big Show is like, I don't know, something about the Big Show and Big Cass, I don't know if it's that their experience levels are different, if they just don't have good chemistry, the matches just aren't that compelling to me.
Yeah, it's been interesting conclusions for the matches with like Big Cass. It feels like he's won more than he's lost, but it's versus the Big Show. What?
Yeah.
The Big Show. It's like that's I mean, his fist is as big as his head.
Right.
So that one fist, and then of course they work the fist over this past one, so he's going to be going in one-handed, but he's still got the rest of the Big Show. I don't understand why he's losing. I don't get where they're going with that. Maybe they're just building up Big Cass even more, making him even more of a casshole.
Yeah.
So it's just that.
I feel like the Big Show, he's being used as enhancement talent in this case, but I don't think it looks like it. Somehow it's not looking like it, I don't feel like.
It's just not coming off just right.
Right. Like maybe Braun Strowman and Big Cass would have been like better for big people running into each other. Or shit, where the hell are Luke Harper and what's his name? Eric Rowan. Like they're big tall guys. Throw them in there. Are they alive? I feel like I haven't seen them in a while. But like, I think he needs somebody else, and it's not. He's just so generic right now. His music, I don't know. So, I'm not super hype about this match, but I feel like if that's their point, then Cass is gonna win.
Right. Well, if it's about putting him over, then yeah. But I feel like with the crowd response that he had from Boston when he was just trying to talk, it's already there. So I kind of want Big Show to win just because then maybe Enzo can get over it and we can move on. I just want us to move on at this point.
Yeah.
I need for him to block Big Cass on social media. Have some him time.
Maybe just go to another somewhere. Show.
Go to he needs a himcation.
Yes.
All right? Just do that and then come back And then let's just see what happens. Maybe be a manager or advocate for Big Show. Try that out. Right. Or something else.
Yeah.
So that's why I want Big Show to win. Just so that Enzo will get over it. If Big Cass wins, I don't see the end of this.
Right. That does make sense. I do agree. I think he needs to go to SmackDown or 205 Live. Enzo does. Just somewhere else where there's something new, because like you said, they can't keep doing this over and over and over. It's even more uninteresting than the normal matches they do over and over, because Enzo doesn't look that great in the ring, which is surprising because he's now had enough time that I feel like they kind of should have worked with him a bit. I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah. Well, he's got a great mouth on him, though.
Right, be a manager, really dude.
Then, how about have him start up a rival brand to the Titus Worldwide brand. Have him do that, and he starts trying to get a hold of some 205 wrestlers.
Right.
Let's do that.
Right. Or being a manager for for either Bailey or Sasha. I loved when they paired him with Sasha. I feel like
that was fun.
Right, it was fun. And Sasha, not the best at giving promos. She's not terrible, but she's not that great. So cool. If she had a valet like Enzo giving her promos, she doesn't have to worry about that anymore.
Or since Bailey is even less strong with it, then have Enzo paired up with her and then off to the races.
I'm surprised they didn't think about that power move, considering how merch sells. But whatever. I'm not your merch seller.
Oh, yeah. So I say Big Show.
Yes. Okay, Big Show, Big Cass. Big Bigs. And finally, the Hardy Boys versus Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. I said their name correctly. I have a curse half the time I start saying Luke Gallows, or no, I say Luke Anderson or Carl Gallows. I say some crazy shit.
Okay. With Finn Balor, it took me forever to not say Baylor.
Baylor.
So it was just
from Game of Thrones. Peter Baylor. So I think the Hardy Boys, because they're so over, and I don't see that ending. What do you think?
This is a tough one, and it shouldn't be a tough one, because I want to just say Hardy Boys because there aren't any real stakes with it. The reason why I want to say Club is because I want Club to have something that's like their own, something to differentiate them, and it's a shame because they're really good. The Bullet Club is really good. Yeah. And they just haven't been lately. But then also, they've been kind of just sitting on Hardy Boys a little bit.
So what was weird in the first place was splitting them up from AJ. Because having a stable is fine. They don't seem to want stables anymore in WWE. It's like, oh, well, he couldn't still be with AJ because AJ needed to do single stuff. AJ can still do single stuff with a stable behind him. You know what I'm saying? It worked out. They were tough. They were scary. And then that feud with the New Day just kind of made them unscary because they were being funny.
They just took that the entirely wrong direction. That was, wow.
It was. They should be scary. They're tough, big dudes. Frighten me. But instead,
don't bring out the old day.
Oh God,
the old day. Wow.
So
hey, we're just gonna forget about that.
We're gonna
the stuff
that wasn't that bad, like the balls.
The balls thing was kind of fun, but they went too far.
And I just think, I don't want to think fun when I think of Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. Yeah. I want them to be what the Revival think they are. Tough dudes. And
so what I'm going to say is that we're going to have that toughness that happens here for SummerSlam, that it's going to be so tough, so hard-hitting, such an immovable force, like this huge force of nature that's going to be Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, that it's going to smash over and break the Hardy Boys.
And then they'll be broken.
No.
Broken.
Wonderful.
And that would be wonderful. Indeed. Especially, too, I'm still waiting for them to split up. I know it's terrible to say, but I feel like...
To be Matt and Jeff?
Yeah. Jeff, I feel like it makes sense for them to go into singles and stuff. But I think stuff has been weird with the names and the copyrights and stuff. So, guys, in case you don't know, too, that's been something that... one of my teachers is Jervis Cottonbelly over at Santino Brothers, and he was teaching us about the fact that all of this stuff with ownership of names and everything, there's no real legal precedent for it. Wrestling is the only place where this sort of happens, where you create your character, and then someone else claims that character belongs to them because you created it while you were with them. The ramifications, the way that it extends out, what it covers, is not really set in stone anywhere. This is something that's legislature is being developed right now. So it's kind of an interesting thing to keep your eye on if you're interested in the behind-the-scenes stuff in wrestling. What's going on with the Hardy Boys is a good example of something to look at. Side note. So thank you so much for doing your predictions with me.
Yes,
I hope you had a good time. Where can people find you? Promote yourself. Tell them. Put yourself over.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Markeia McCarty. That's Markeia McCarty. And of course, I do the WWE Raw After Show on AfterBuzz TV, which is what I know from Sarah took over my spot for that.
That one time.
And I'm also a huge comic book nerd, and I love the MCU, so I have a show on Popcorn Talk that is Tuesdays at 2:30. We just did a Defenders episode because Defenders is opening this Friday. But you can catch that Tuesdays 2:30 p.m. It's called Marvel Movie News, and you can follow us on Twitter, Marvel News PTN.
Awesome. And I'm Sarah the Rebel. You can find me everywhere at Sarah the Rebel. Sarah has an H as God in the Bible intended. You can also donate to my Patreon if you'd like to read some short stories written by me. Again, that's Sarah the Rebel. I'm Sarah the Rebel everywhere. If you are listening to this on iTunes, please give us a nice rating. 5 would be cool, but it's up to you. If you're listening to us on All Games, thank you so much. Support All Games. They're awesome. They have a bunch of other podcasts you can listen to. And if you're watching us on YouTube, what up?
Yeah!
You can like and subscribe, but I'm not your mom. Anyway, we'll see you guys next time. Bye!